Hello, my name is Multiplier, and I have some important information for you about consolidating in Ableton Live. It's not that interesting, but it's important. I also have a tiny little orange here that I'm quite looking forward to eating after the video has been completed. So, consolidating, what even is it? Well, let's say we've got a bit of a sample here, so I haven't got my headphones on, but I reckon this will be pretty funny. Check this out. Bitch! Lol-tastic. So let's say we wanted to stretch it out like a maniac. We could warp it, change the mode to texture, hit this button, make it longer. Kaplow. What if we want to make it even longer? Well, we can. What we'd have to do is consolidate this. And what consolidation does is it rewrites out this audio clip as a brand new audio clip. So if we're doing some warping, it will write it out as a fresh clip, which allows us to then do some further warping or manipulation. So we can right click consolidate, that writes it out as a fresh new clip, and then we can make it even longer. So why is this important? But first, let's listen to the lols. Right, I'm bored of that. Let's get to the point of this. Right, so whenever you're doing consolidation, what it's doing is, in Ableton's eyes, it's recording that clip. So we need to make sure our record settings are correct. So if we go Command, comma, or we can use the toolbar if we're lame, we can do live preferences. I like shortcuts because it makes me feel like a nerd. If we go to record, warp, launch, these record settings, or crucially the bit depth, is the bit we need to keep our eye on, because whatever we have this bit depth set at, this is what the bit depth will be of this consolidated audio file. So in this case, the bit depth is 24. So we can see that this consolidated file is 24-bit. We can see down here, sample rate and then 24-bit. Now, 24-bit is perfectly fine to work with. You won't hear the difference between 16 and 24-bit unless, in fact, you won't hear it at all. Even if you've got the best monitors, you can't hear the difference. No normal human can. But when it comes to working with files, if you're going to do some advanced manipulations or some processing, you want to work with the best quality file you can. And 24-bit is better quality than 16-bit, 32-bit is better than 24-bit, and so on, just because it's more information, bigger file sizes. So when it comes to actually working with files, you want to be working with at least 24-bit. As a sample pack industry, we've generally agreed that 24-bit is fine. So most of your sample packs will be 24-bit. So for example, this original sample is 24-bit, we can see down here. Saying that, some sample packs have 16-bit and 32-bit. It's not the end of the world. So for example, if we have a look at deadmau5 Expert, this snare right here is 32-bit, but I'm pretty sure some of these kicks from memory are 16-bit. Yeah, 16-bit. So it doesn't have to be 24, but I think 24 is a nice happy medium. If you chose 32-bit, your file sizes get quite big. So the thing is to bear in mind is, so let's prove it. Right, so let's change our our preferences, live preferences to 16-bit. So now if we change this to 16-bit, if we were to then do the same process of stretching this out, so at the moment it's 24-bit, we'll stretch it out again, really far. So we'll then consolidate this using the shortcut this time, kaplow, Command J. If we now have a look, this file we have to work with is 16-bit. So you can see how it's recorded it at whatever bit depth our preferences said. So I'm going to say as a standard, just make sure it's 24. Or if you're working with, say, like live vocals or you're just an audiophile nerd, stick it at 32-bit. But joke's on you, your computer will fill up really fast and 24 is basically fine. So yeah, there you go. Just a system, not a system, a preference to keep your eye out for. And yeah, because you want to make sure you're working at 24-bit. If at all times, if at all possible, make that into a sentence. I've been Multiplier. Goodbye.